Have you ever thought why people are living this beautiful country called Canada? The thing is, many people think that when they move to another country, their lives will change drastically. Well, that's not the case for many people. Hey, this is Yulia and welcome to my channel. Here I talk all things Portugal, Canada, living abroad, studying abroad. You know what's up. Today we're talking about reasons why people leave Canada. And without further ado, let's get started. Reason number one why people leave Canada is the cultural differences. People have different mentalities, therefore it's hard for them to get used to new country, to new environment. Another thing is that people are used to having, a personal hairstylist, a personal real estate agent. People are used to having other people around them, and it's super convenient because you can literally call people and be like, hey, I need a new dress. Hey, I need a haircut. When you move into another country, you need to build all that stuff from scratch. You need to find your perfect hairstylist, your perfect nail technician. So some people find it hard to adapt to new realities. And the older you get, the harder it becomes to find people to surround yourself with. Moving to another country when you're 40 and when you're 18 are a bit different. So many people struggle and then move back to their countries. And the second reason is kind of similar to what I've just said. It's people who are not willing to adapt to new culture, to new countries. They come to Canada and they're like, okay, in Russia I used to do this, I'm gonna keep doing this. The thing is, it's a new country with its laws, rules, people, mentality. So as an immigrant, as an expat, you need to adapt, adjust if you want to successfully integrate in the society. The thing is, not everyone want to do that. Many immigrants prefer to live in their bubble. So let's say a Russian woman comes to Canada and she lives in a Russian neighborhood, goes to a Russian store, goes to Russian parties. The question is, why did you move to Canada in the first place? So when they ask themselves this question, they're like, oh, maybe I should go back to Russia. At least it's cheaper to live there, A big reason for people moving back to their countries is they couldn't find a job. That's a funny one because Canada has so many jobs available. That's crazy. Yes, if we're talking about jobs like servers or like part-time workers, stuff like that, of course, they all occupied by students. But if we're talking about like jobs after college, after university, well, there's plenty of them in Canada. The pay is good as far as I know. Again, comparing Canada to like Portugal, well, salaries are, Canada shouldn't be complaining, But also immigration is always a downgrading. So people who were, let's say, managers, now they're just like office clerks or whatsoever, and they're not cool with the situation. So that might be a reason why people are moving to like other places. And speaking of money, another interesting reason is that Canada is expensive. This is kind of true, but it always depends on the place where you live. Because if you want to buy an apartment downtown Toronto, well, goodbye, my friend, it's like couple million minimum. Same with Vancouver. But if you live in a smaller city, if you live, Kingston, if you live next to Quebec City, of course, the apartments, the houses, they're gonna be cheaper. I personally don't find Canada that expensive because everything makes sense. When people say that, internet and cell services, they're so expensive, well, I'm sorry, but the minimum wage in Canada, the average is around $14-15. Yes, you pay $40 for your phone, but it's literally 3 hours of your work in a month. I mean, it would be nice if the services like internet were cheaper, but they're not like super expensive. And the next reason is pretty much connected to the previous one, which is high taxes. The more money you make, the more taxes you pay. But the thing is, it is literally like this everywhere you go, except for maybe like Texas and Russia, because in Europe, the average taxes are around 50%. So people complaining about 40 or like 30% in Canada, I think you should do proper research because Canada's taxes are not that high compared to Denmark or Germany or UK. I mean, easy. The next reason is also a bit funny to me because people leave Canada because it's cold. I mean, when you're planning to move to another country? Can't you do a research to see the temperatures? What were these people thinking? They were moving to Miami, to Hawaii? Like, how can one move to Canada and then say it's cold? Well, obviously, because Canada has 4 seasons, and winters in Toronto, in Montreal, they can have temperatures up to minus 20 Celsius, which is not like, Portuguese winter. Yes, Canada's climate is not for everyone. You have always an option to move to BC, to Vancouver. But again, we move into the things that I've mentioned before. It's expensive, but that's the price you pay for living in a milder climate in Canada. Another reason why people move from Canada to other countries, to their home countries, is that medical and education system are not that good. We're not talking about higher education, because we all know that higher education in Canada is gorgeous, amazing. Everybody likes Canadian schools, but mostly kindergartens and like elementary schools, but also there is no preventive medicine in Canada. So let's say in Russia, you can always go to a hospital, even like in Portugal. I came last week, I was like, I want to do all my blood tests because, I'm getting older. I want to check everything that Miss Yulia is okay. They were like, okay, cool, go. She literally gave me a prescription and I went and I did all my tests and she was like, okay, Miss Yulia is healthy, good. But in Canada, you can't do that. I mean, you should come to a doctor saying, oh, my head aches, I have this like sound in my right ear. And then they'll be like, oh, we should check your blood or like you for ABC. So there is no like preventive medicine, no checkups. Even if you want to pay, they'll be like, I don't want your money. No, I don't want your money. Just go, you're good. But also they will give you ibuprofen or like Advil for literally anything. If you have a cold, if you have your period, if you're literally dying, they're like, take Advil, it's fine. I get it, especially after countries like post-USSR, where you literally pay money and do everything you want. It's a bit tough because you're like, I want to check my body, like I want to know I'm okay. They're like, nah, you're okay. And the last reason being, people were not ready for moving to another country. They were like, okay, I'm moving, it's gonna be fine, it's gonna be cool. But then they move and they're like, what do I do? There were no plan, there were no, anything. They were like, I'll just handle the situation when I arrive. But then people arrive and they're like, oh, but I need money to pay my rent. I need a job, but I can't find a job because I don't have experience. I need good English because without it I can't survive, but my English is just, can I have a cup of coffee, please? People were not ready for Canada. But also if people are homophobic, racist, sexist, like whatsoever, Canada is not a place for them. That's why they come and they're like, and then they leave. So before moving to any country, Canada, Portugal, Sweden, South Africa, do your research. What people are like there? What are the laws, the rules, the customs? Like, try to do as much research as possible so you don't come to a new country and be like, what's happening? No, you should know in advance what's gonna happen. You cannot predict or plan everything, but you can be at least prepared for your move. And that's it for today. If you are in the process of moving to another country, I wish you best of luck. Please do your research so you don't end up like people live in Canada, and I'll see you next week. Bye.